All right, good evening, guys. On side with me, Joshua Holot. You're being to see about the transfers. Nema Ekos over the last few hours. Couple of movements on the market and updates to stories are trade for quite a number of times over the last few days, including Vini Jr., Bruno G, as well as everything that has to do with Liverpool transfer strategy. You're being to see a couple of things also from the camp of FIFA. I'll tell you about what happened in that meeting a course to Morocco just about 2 hours ago. Gianni Infantino will still remain the FIFA president because he has received some good news from a SR meeting, no? And we'll talk about it over here. But this is On Side with me, Joshua Holotim. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications. Anytime I drop a video, we'll be one of the first people to receive it. Now you didn't come on about transfers, no, about football, no? The tactics, the strategies. The new season is upon us. And check season never shall see teams not prepare obi any signings, but teams be say omon ni sika into omon team income markets no. In fact, teams no be was kapa but play on binya na asem no, including Manchester United. Team it's Manchester United. Always ska, and they've bought players, but obebo Europe into wasn't continue more players by now. But team are more players at Chelsea. What bro no one boy Europe. So those are the interesting things. We'll discuss all of them this year. But let's start from Vini Jr. because it's confirmed now. Vini Jr. is on the verge of signing a new contract with Real Madrid. The Brazilian met with the club alongside his agents today, and the meeting was extremely positive. And he's very close to reaching a renewal agreement with the club. Of course, when the thing started, I knew it for sure. Once Jose Mourinho is still around, Obayan Adrian said Vini Jr. dear. Obey untouchable. Into a quambia, so whatever Real Madrid for to keep the player no was on come here. And I'm pretty sure some course our meeting, those were some of the things that were discussed. Vini Jr. is not a player that you just allow him to go because you could not reach an agreement with him in terms of his new contract. Look at Real Madrid, what he has done over the last few seasons. Been very instrumental. And Jose Mourinho knows. Say if his project is to succeed, one of the key players that will help him to succeed is Vinicius Jr. Because if you allow Vini Jr. to go now catch and say Yan Diomande out more ton for over 120 million euros is going to be the direct replacement. Sebi Entosum. Yan Diomande is very young. Coming from RB Leipzig straight into Real Madrid, the shoes are going to be difficult to fill. Replacing Vini Jr. So it makes better sense if Real Madrid at least try and meet Vini halfway. Have the conclusions in terms of the talks of the contract, but help the player to understand that you need him in the setup. So the performance bonuses, you encourage the player through all of those clauses. Get him to stay. Real Madrid. So I think that is how things have gone. And in the next few days, I'm pretty sure we'll get the confirmation of the new contract that has been signed by Vini Jr. So that's it from Vini. Now, Newcastle first confirming the appointment of Matthias Heysel as their new head coach. The 38-year-old joins from Al Ahly on a 4-year contract. And the club had to pay an 11 million euros compensation to Al Ahly before they allowed the coach to join. And coach Nwadin Komo says it's an incredible honor to become head coach of Newcastle United. This is one of the biggest clubs in Europe with a unique history, identity, and support base. And I'm excited to experience that passion and connection firsthand. We will see Matthias Heysel, he will be the coach for team my friend Newcastle United. Now, Julian Alvarez is doing everything he can to complete a move to Barca. The Argentine has informed Deco that he's prepared to push for an exit from Atletico Madrid while remaining fully professional until the very end. Once he returns to training, he will officially tell the club that he wants to leave and join Barca. Barcelona are also prepared to improve their offer in an attempt to reach an agreement. This is according to Sport. This is the real sport. Look, Julian Alvarez and Company in the channel. I'll give you more updates on Julian Alvarez and what I think about this deal tomorrow morning. In the meantime, with question, I'll bring you all that updates. Endrick is ready to fight for his place under Jose Mourinho and at Real Madrid, despite the fierce competition for minutes. The Brazilian has no intention of backing down. He believes that he can convince Mourinho that he deserves a spot in the team. This is according to Air Marker. But into Endrick, Atebu Pili. Why not say he's not going to, allow his place in the Real Madrid team to just go like that. He's going to fight to get a place in that team. And a Chelsea boy, they lost by 1-0 against Juventus. If you're a Chelsea fan and you're watching this video, drop your comment. What did you think about today's game? I had a couple of things to say about in a game. Of course, it's preseason, and preseason results and Shadanya results. I was saying it didn't come up, but I saw a couple of things that I thought I was a Chelsea a young maybe we didn't get a full 11 players play for more than 50 to 60 minutes of the game. So on the preseason, they did preseason home come out. And I'm finding serious. In times past, preseason was just preseason. You are trying your tactics, and this is a new coach. You are trying your tactics, you are trying the players, you have new players in the setup. It is too early for us to conclude. But Chelsea need to find a way to, I think, the rhythm of the game. They managed this so well. Usher the tempo of the game, how they were able to win but Juventus came with a certain mentality. Chelsea didn't match that mentality. So Juventus came with a certain mentality of fierceness. She said, almost more competitive match. And that's the kind of feeling I got. Buga, 50-50, no, leaving their legs late in tackles. So when you see a team come up and approach you like that, you also need to go in with a certain mentality. I didn't see that from Chelsea, that fighting spirit. No, Manchester is out from Chelsea for no. And in the season, that's one thing that you see. These signals are signals that teams pick. And Premier League, we know how physical the Premier League is. Once teams begin to pick this signal, now Chelsea no 3 preseason games are in our considered 4 against Western Sydney, considered 2 against Tottenham, considered 1 today. So the circumstances through which we consider, so the defensive line, right? And the Tosin boy, Fofana started, both started. Not so strong. Of course, you cannot blame them so much, but the defensive solidity is very important. And Xabi Alonso, the one thing is synonymous with his teams, they concede a lot of goals, especially by Leverkusen. They win their games all right. They will put up a fighting spirit to try and make sure they get something from the game. But they're conceding too many goals. But let's not overanalyze, because they said they're making a preseason match. Yeah, I'm personally really too many meanings into it. But by the time I see the match, and I think we'll see a different Chelsea. Ubisamia will see a different Chelsea. This is the teams, the boys are still gelling to the philosophy of Alonso. Yeah, this is not me being, over optimistic. No, it's just the reality. Yeah, so let's cut them some slack. Chelsea, for now, I know that we are really, not happy with at least the defeat. We are not happy with the defeat, but let's hope for the best and believe in Xabi Alonso and what he's going to do. Guys, still on side with me. Manchester United have made it clear to Benjamin Šeško, say he's not for sale. Bayern Munich, Barca, Tottenham have all made inquiries for the player. But as it stands right now, the possibility of Abrantenu leaving Old Trafford is very, very slim. He's not going to go. Vusinha. Colo Colo have granted a special exemption to allow Cape Verde goalkeeper Vusinha to wear his famous nickname on the back of his shirt. The Chilean league rules normally require players to use their legal names and state that nicknames will not be permitted on their playing shirts. However, Colo Colo successfully appealed for the 40-year-old's standout performances at the World Cup. And see Colo Colo, where you see Vusinha on the shirt number 29. Very, very interesting story coming in from Abrante Nasu. Of course, we're 40 on your Abrante, we're 40 years old. Vusinha Nankasa. Guys, Liverpool have now unveiled £34.5 million signing Victor Munoz from Osasuna. Abrante no Obo left wing. Inti Victor Munoz, Cody Gakpo, Rion Gumoha, they are going to be competing for that left wing slot for Liverpool next season. And Victor Munoz is a very good player. Let's keep our eyes on him next season. Julian Alvarez is expected to return to Atletico Madrid on August 10th, but the message is clear. The Argentine plans to inform Diego Simeone in the club that he wants to leave Barca. He wants to leave Atletico Madrid, and his destination is Barca. Alvarez is not considering any other club and is prepared to increase the pressure on Atletico to make it happen. I've told you, we have this uncommon. Tottenham Hotspur are in contact with Man City over a move for Savinho. Spurs are also interested in Cody Gakpo and Eintracht Frankfurt youngster Jean-Mathieu Bahoya to strengthen the attack. Tottenham wants to fund your movie. They want to go into the market, and I'm pretty sure, say, once they're able to get Savinho from Man City would want to come and break the bank for our bright friend Pedro Neto. And I spoke about it earlier today that I didn't think that Pedro Neto should leave Chelsea necessarily. But it's a Chelsea for no penny for no. If they see that they're going to make a significant profit from the player, they will allow him to go. Although they will allow him to go. It doesn't really matter whether he was instrumental. Look, Chelsea for no, I know maybe they are not really looking at that. I think they should look at that. But if you bought Pedro Neto for £50 million, and today Man City wants to bring £81 million so before Branton, one count on you look at the fact that you are making profit and sell the player. That is what I think may happen. But I wish Pedro Neto doesn't leave Chelsea. Pedro Neto is going to be a very, very key player for Chelsea this particular season. The only other player that I know can compete with him a lot is Gustavo Jr. But even that, look, Pedro Neto is that player who has pace, who has physique, who can help you in terms of those duels that you need on the pitch, right? In the final third. Shots from outside the box and I get the fact that Chelsea may even want to look at the fact that Gustavo is there, but you see, Gustavo is still young, very young. So when you have Pedro Neto, who has now solidified his place in the team as a very key member, you don't want to just sell him off. Keep him there. Ward off the interest from other clubs. Consumer Maresca knows that this player is a very good player. With me, I can't say between the three man. Man City. So I really wish he didn't go. But we'll keep our eyes over there and see whether that deal happens. Just about 10 minutes ago, guys, Bayern Munich have entered the race to sign Morgan Gibbs-White from Nottingham Forest. The German champions have been booted by the midfield. The German champions have been boosted by the midfielder's recent agent change, while Chelsea have also shown interest. However, Forest have no intention of selling unless they receive an irresistible offer. Mail Sport. In the market, what happens is that if you have 60, 70, 80, 90, then you can go and approach. Because this guy, Gibbs-White, he would go for nothing less than £85 million. I'm telling you for a fact. If Alex Scott and Adam Wharton are being costed at around 70 and 100 million pounds respectively, there's no way Evangelos Marinakis will sit down for Morgan Gibbs-White to go for anything less than 70 million pounds. And Ukraine Makano and one no chance if you have money, you come. If you don't have money, you stay back. Yeah. That's it. Guys, that's it. Christian Nogard has now joined Everton from Arsenal. 7 million deal confirmed. Bruno G is there with his medical at Arsenal, signing a 4-year contract confirmed. Announcement to be made very soon. RB Leipzig have signed Jan Diomande's replacement, Fiznik Aslani. He's joining. Guys, this has been Onside with me, Joshua Holotu. Now, Nahuel Molina. AS Roma have agreed an €80 million package for Abrantenu from Atletico Madrid. So here we go. Verbal agreement with the player on personal terms have also been agreed. So, Nahuel Molina is now with Team Ayefreno AS Roma. Good for the player. Been playing time. Yeah. Then Takahiro Tomiyasu. He has joined Crystal Palace from Arsenal. In fact, he was a free agent. Yeah. But the last club he played was for Arsenal. So the Japanese defender has now signed. In fact, he went to Ajax. Yeah. Ofi Arsenal or Ajax and sent off in Woba back to the Premier League. So Takahiro Tomiyasu, he has now signed for Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace are also trying to build a squad for next season. Yeah, it will be very interesting to see them, Charlie. Yeah, some good news from various players, I must say, and I'll bring you more tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, my catch up say BD sound come on about Julian Alvarez. Yeah. We'll talk about Julian Alvarez. Guys, Tottenham are in direct talks with Cody Gakpo's camp over a possible move this summer after approaches reviewed in July. Deal depends on Liverpool decision. Doors closed back in July, but now could depend on financial package and Bacola pursuit. And you know, it depends on so many other factors. It's not just a cast in stone kind of deal that can be made. The biggest news for today, guys, and I should have even started with this. Coventry have agreed a deal to sign Abrante FN Caleb Yirenkyi from FC Nordjylland. The fee is worth 27 million euros plus 3 million euros add-ons. Yes, and that was reported earlier by Fazam Abolusaini. Oh, yes. So Caleb Yirenkyi, very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. And yeah, but World Cup New Year, and everybody was waiting for the club. In fact, he was linked to Real Madrid at some point. But I thought and looked at it critically, and I felt that should not be the deal that the boys should even be going for. Even if it was true that Real Madrid for no Moshishano. I didn't think it was going to be prudent for him to go there. I'm not trying to think that Real Madrid is a bigger team than the player. But go where you are going to be needed and where you're going to get enough playing time. And I feel like Coventry is that team. He'll go and join Abrante FNA, Brandon Thomas Asante, and I think they're going to do very well over there. So, Killer Yirenkyi, wish him all the best, and we are very happy for the player. Our bro Kwaku Nakayama Coventry in the Premier League. So we'll see another guy in the Premier League. Yeah, guys, this has been On Side with me, Joshua. Hello to you. Can also call me Top High Fabrizio. Please subscribe, turn on your post notifications, and always like my videos. Comment, guys. Comment. Drop your comments. Your favorite transfer so far. And then I will pay about transfer markets. No, then I will team. Manchester United for no Munkasa. Munkasa yente munkakra. Mun voice it out. Send your message to me. I'll send it to Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Get him to understand that he needs to sign players for you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.